This is Mike from the 1000 Kilo Tokyo kayaking expedition, an over 700-mile journey up the Pacific coast of Japan to Tokyo to do trash research. Today I'm here to talk to you about the Aquapac iPad case and how I used it for the expedition and the features and what I thought about it. So the first thing I want to talk about are some of the features of this case. So this case is IPX8 certified, which means it could be in up to 30 feet of water for 30 minutes. Also, this case, the top area here is completely really rough, hard plastic. So it's not going to rust or it's not going to corrode, which is an excellent feature. It also has a really cool shoulder strap. So this I used to carry around with me during the days when I couldn't go out and when there was really bad weather. I'll walk around with this, and you could also, you can touch it and type through this case. So you don't have to take it out lest you charge it, which is a really excellent feature as well. Something I can't tell you much about is the headphone jack here. I never used it, so I don't know. For the expedition, I assume it will be great, but I didn't listen to music or have any need for it during the expedition. The next thing I want to talk about how I used it. So I had this on the front deck bag of my kayak for about 56 days during the expedition. And I used this when I needed to pair my Delorme GPS, my Delorme satellite tracker with the iPad so I would know where I was going, because I can actually track my progress in case I was in really rough areas or very confusing areas. So I used it maybe a total of 8 to 10 times on the expedition, and then when I was off the expedition I kept it in this case when I was inside my tent, just in case condensation would collect inside the tent. I really want to protect my iPad since it was a new iPad at the time. Now, some things you want to watch out for. So initially when I had this on the top of my kayak and water would get on the top of the screen here where I would be typing, it's impossible to do anything with that. It just, you can't type. When there's water on the screen, when there's water on the plastic here, you can't type. It's impossible. It doesn't pick up your finger movements. It's impossible to turn off and on. How do you remedy that? So for me, as I said, after I had it on the top of my deck bag, I actually put it inside my deck bag for the remainder of the expedition and kept the towel handy so I can get my fingers dry. So when I did need to use it, I would just pull it out of the deck bag, I would dry my fingers off and use it, and then the screen was always dry, which that's what you need to have. Make sure you have a dry screen. The next thing you want to check out, make sure that you watch out for, is that inside the case, Aquapac ships it with a few oxygen absorbing packs, these little packs that absorb moisture. And those things, they don't have a shelf life of 10 years. They have a shelf life of a very short time, especially if they're really absorbing a lot of moisture. So I recommend you replace those about every week. Unfortunately, I could not, so I was drying my case out. Every time I stopped, every day I would just dry out the case with a towel inside. But you know, and there was some moisture on the inside that I noticed, which is condensation. It wasn't from the outside. But I was a little concerned about that sometimes, but I would just dry it out. But beyond that, this is an excellent case. This is definitely a very durable case. I carried it for many, many, many days around different cities all up the coast of Japan, and nothing happened to it. The buckles are still doing great. And beyond that, I mean, it's a really excellent thing. It's almost, you just put it in, you just forget about it. You know, you don't have to worry about maintaining it or anything. Just keep the water out of it, replace the oxygen absorbing packs and moisture packs, and you're good. So once again, this is Mike from the 1000 Kilo Tokyo kayaking expedition, talking about the Aquapac iPad case. Really excellent piece of gear. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, this is Mike. Peace.